Alrighty, so my my glue has dried here on my relief sculpture. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to run some ink over the top of it. So I have this little styrofoam tray here and I'm going to squeeze out some ink. So this is printmaking ink. You can use acrylic paint for this as well. And this right here is called a brayer. So the brayer will be the tool you use to roll the ink all over your relief sculpture. Now what I always like to say when you're rolling ink is once you hear it start to sound crackly, like bacon cooking, sizzling bacon, then that's when you know it's at a good consistency. So I can hear the crackle happening, and you want to make sure your entire brayer is full of the ink. And then you want to start rolling the ink on top of your sculpture here. Now it's not going to fit into every area, right? And that's okay. That's what gives these Collagraph prints their charm, is the imperfections of them. Some areas where you know you're going to want to see, I might wiggle that brayer on the corners just to fill them in a little bit more. And you're going to notice how it's picking up mainly the higher portions of your sculpture. And it's okay, like notice how they're on the cheek. I got some on the cheek, that's fine. Let it land wherever it lands. Alright, after you have the ink everywhere it needs to go, you're going to grab your sheet of paper and you're going to lay the sheet of paper on top of your relief. You're going to start rubbing. Now the key here is you don't want to accidentally scooch your sculpture out from under you. So you got to kind of hold it tight with one hand and then switch. Now I'll hold tight with this hand and rub on this side. And make sure you can feel every part of your sculpture, that it's you're rubbing every single part. And I always tell my kids, rub more than you think you need to. And you peel it up, and now you have a Collagraph print. So here you can see this is so very cool. Like, this is why I love printing, because you could not create these kinds of marks with like a marker or a crayon or anything like that. It has an interesting style to it. So you see some of the parts did not get totally picked up, and that's okay. And the cool thing about printing is you can run multiple prints. So I can print another one. I can put more ink on this plate and I can do another one, which I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if another one turns out even better. So I'll just put some more ink down and do the same process. So what I noticed from my first print, some of the eye didn't turn out as dark as I might want, so I just made sure to like really put more ink on that eye. And here I go with round 2. This one turned out a little stronger, I feel. So I learned from my first pull what I needed to do. So you can tell this one here on my right, this eye, the smaller eye, has a lot more dimension here. So that's a stronger print. Alright, I think I'm going to do one more print. So on this one, I'm going to roll the ink over everything. And then I'm going to make sure I roll the ink on the edges of the face shape itself, because I think I might want to get some more of that outline of what the face actually is. So you can see I'm kind of making an outline like around the cheeks and all of that. Alright, here I go. So this time I'm really making sure to press down into every little groove that I can feel under this paper. There it is. This is my strongest print for sure. So now you can see my outlines where you couldn't see them so well in my first print. So I've learned through each step of the way how to do this so it's successful. So here is an example. This is how to make a Collagraph print using cardboard.